So, hello, good evening, everyone. This depends on where you are watching from. I hope you're doing all good today. It's been quite a while. I took this class. It's been quite a while I took this class. So the last time we met, we were looking at SEO, and we're still on SEO. We are still on SEO. Yeah, good evening, all of you. Good evening. I hope you're doing all great. We're still on SEO. Today, we're going to dive a bit deeper into some aspects of off-page and technical SEO. But before I begin, I'm going to take you guys over a recap of what we did for on page SEO, off page SEO, technical SEO before we get deeper into off page SEO and technical SEO basically. So, why I'm doing this is to help you refresh your memory on the things that we have done. And from tomorrow, we are now going to get into the practical aspect of SEO basically. So, that's what we are going to be doing. So, today, it will just be more like a recap, but then I will speak more on some aspects that has to do with off-page SEO and technical SEO. Yeah, you're welcome everyone. You're welcome back. You're welcome back. So without further ado, I will get started. So this is going to be quite fast because I'm going to be going over what we have done on SEO, on page SEO, like I said initially, off-page SEO and technical SEO. So without further ado, I'll share my screen so we can get right into the class. So I believe you can all see my screen. So this is the notes we took initially. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what we did, so it can just help you, get familiar with SEO because SEO for a lot of people, they tend to, shy away from SEO. But then when you have this constant exposure to what SEO is, its concept and whatnot, you really get to understand how important it is and how you can leverage the knowledge on SEO. So, what is SEO? What is search engine optimization? What is search engine optimization? Now, this is the process of optimizing a website to improve its visibility on search engine results pages by improving its site's SEO. It becomes more likely to appear at the top of the results when users search for related keywords. SEO is essential for driving organic traffic, increasing brand visibility, and ensuring long term online success. Basically, this is what we have spoken about in our previous lesson, whereby you can use SEO to improve your organic search. When we mean organic search, now this is the kind of search that doesn't require you to pay for your website to rank on the first page of Google. That is what organic search is. And let's take a look at here. It's also known as organic traffic. So it refers to visitors who land on your website as a result of unpaid or organic search results. So while I was explaining this, I made reference to seeing ads on the internet. You click on these ads and then you get to a certain website where you see either products or services that might have brought you to that page. So but for organic traffic, basically what happens is when you initiate a search on Google, you are searching for a product or a service, automatically you see a couple of results. You see some websites that are on your face with the services that you are actually searching for. Now, this didn't happen by magic. This is because these businesses understands that people will come to the internet to search. And having that understanding, they are now able to optimize their websites, their social media accounts, so that they can display on the first page of Google or any search engine when certain keywords that are associated to their brand is used for research. Now, let's have a quick run through on what the characteristics of organic traffic is. So it's on page, you don't have to pay for it. It's relevant. Why? Because people are intentional about their search. Unlike paid ads where you just be on Facebook or Instagram, you just see an ad from nowhere pop up to your face. Now that it might be relevant to you, might not be relevant to you. But most times for SEO, the ads you are seeing are relevant to you. Now it's also SEO driven and it has a long-term impact. Well, um, unlike like paid ads, the moment you stop running ads, it stops. That's why at times you might see some of these ads. I'll be specific with the ads on social media, but if you browse on Google a lot, you get to some free websites, you get to see some of these ads that are popping up regularly. Now, once the business owner stops funding that ad account, automatically the ad stops. So it doesn't have a long-term impact. So one of the reasons why you might want to consider organic traffic, it is It is cost effective, high intent, and it improves your credibility. Now, we spoke about how to improve your organic traffic. We looked at creating content. We looked at a keyword research. So this is what we're going to look at by tomorrow. We're going to carry out a couple of keyword research where we get really in depth into all of these things that we have been talking about. So doing this recap, it makes it very easy for you to follow up with the lesson that we'll be having by tomorrow. Now we have on-page SEO. Now what this means is optimize meta tags, internal linking, image, alt text, and website structure to make your content more accessible to search engines. Now for technical SEO, it improves your site speed, mobile responsiveness, secure HTTPS connections, and fix broken links. So these are things I'm going to show you by tomorrow. I have a website. I'll show you through all of these things, show you how responsive it is, and show you some tools that you can use to test your speed. So there's a tool you can use to test how fast your website is. You're going to see options for improvement. Now, backlink building, we're going to actually speak about this extensively. Now, we spoke about how search engine works. It has to crawl. So they are like bots. Basically, they are bots, literally. So search engine use bots known as spiders or crawlers to discover the content on the web. These crawlers navigate through websites following links to find new pages. So what happens is that when these spider bots crawls through the web, they find links, they index these links. When they index it, they get to consume the content that are on these web pages, get to see what it's all about, and then rank it based on certain factors, which includes how much time people are spending on that page, which shows relevance. Now, these are the processes that the search engine bot takes in order to rank a website. Now, we spoke about the categories of SEO. There are three: on-page, off-page, and technical SEO. Now, in terms of on-page, we spoke about how it refers to the practice of optimizing individual web pages to improve their search engine ranking and attract more traffic. What this means is that for a website, they have quite a number of pages on their websites. Now, let me give you a simple illustration. Most businesses have terms of service. Most times, you don't see their terms of service ranking because basically it's there for consumption, for customer consumption, basically in terms of understanding how they manage data and whatnot. Most times, you don't really get to see that page ranking because it doesn't really bring in a lot of revenue. There's no value content on them. Now, it will be you'll be basically putting your efforts to waste because literally no one goes online to search for the privacy page. Most times they get to your website and then they look at the footer in order for them to find your privacy page. So basically you should be looking at how to rank your homepage, how to rank um, your blog pages and other relevant pages that will pull people into your business. They get to read, engage with the valuable content you have, and drive them to take certain actions. So those are the pages that you want to rank for. Now let's take a look at some of the key components of on-page SEO. We spoke about creating quality content and optimization. It's very important. You want to ensure that your contents are quality contents. That way, when people get to your website, they get to engage with it and they get to stay. For title tags, you want to ensure that the HTML tags are properly structured on your website, basically. So what these tags does, they are major ranking factors. Okay, it tells search engine what your page is about. Now, your title tag would be the title of your page or of your blog post. You can also add other snippets, basically that helps with more context on what your website is all about. So this is very important when you are creating a page. Um, for meta description basically means you are creating a short description about you're creating a short description basically about that page. You want to give more context about it. So that's what meta description is. It's more like a summary, you know, of your page, or you can also use meta description. Yeah, I think it's actually for page. That one, that's alt tag you can use for images. Now, URL structure. We're also going to look at this. Now, it just tells you how easy it is for search engine bots to read your URL. You do not want your URL to be ambiguous. Actually, you want it to be very simple and easy to read. Please, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, please? Let me know if you can see my screen. Please indicate with a thumbs up if you can see my screen, please. Okay. Maria said yes. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. That means we are on the same page. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you very much for that response. Thank you. Um, Also, in terms of headers, we looked at the different types of headers, which is H1, H2, and H3. Now, this is something that we'll also look at when creating a page. We'll look at how you can create H1, H2, and how you can identify these headers on a website. Keyword optimization. So what is keyword optimization? Keyword optimization is simple. When you're trying to rank for certain keywords, especially on a blog, you want to ensure that that keyword is optimized. You're using synonyms of that keyword in your blog post. That way, search engine would go through those bots, would read through your content and know how to basically um, share your content when relevant keywords are used on the internet. Now, I want to look at internal linking. Internal linking, what does this mean? It means linking from one page of your website to another. That's basically what internal linking is. Internal, then linking. This happens within your website. So if you have a couple of blogs, that are related to each other, you can use internal linking to link these blogs together. Now, I remember while I was talking about this, I made a couple of examples where I showed you some websites and how they link to other websites or other articles on their website that is related. So when search engine gets to that page, it gets to see that link, it reaches through that link, it sees that it makes sense. It basically means this blog post has a lot of resources. And then, like I said initially, Google wants to ensure that people keep using their services. And how do they make sure that this happens? They want to deliver quality content to their user and improve their user experience. Now, once someone gets to Google and they are able to find quality information, they will certainly get back. Once someone goes to Bing and they're able to find quality information, they'll go back. And so search engines are keen on ensuring that businesses create the right form of content and they are able to rank them accordingly. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. Now, image optimization. We're also going to look at image optimization, how you can optimize your images. Now, these are on page. Like I said, these are things you do to a certain page in order for that page to rank. So this here is image optimization. Page speed, you want to ensure that your page is fast. You want to we actually spoke about this. Now there are tools you can use to check for page speed. Now for mobile friendliness, you want to ensure that your website is mobile friendly. Okay, you want to ensure that when people get to your website, they can easily use it on mobile. I think we illustrated about mobile friendliness for those who were not around, or if you did not remember. What I did was that I went to another tab and then I shrunk a website down to its mobile view so you can see how it is on mobile. Search engine prioritize mobile optimization. Like I said, they care about their customers. So if your content isn't displaying well on mobile, then they are going to find it difficult to display your content to people because people will actually get to your website because of how messy it looks. They would easily exit your website. And now all of these activities are tracked by search engine and it impacts greatly on your um, reputation and ranking on search engine results pages. Now for schema mockups, this is a code that is added to your website that helps search engine to understand the context of your content. I think we spoke about this in depthly when I searched for businesses that have reviews, especially on Google My Business, and then you can see all of those stars, you can see more information. That's those things are done using the schema markup on the back end. Now, we want to look at why on-page SEO matters, okay? One of the reasons why it matters is it improves the user experience. So for well-optimized pages, they provide a better experience, which can lead to higher engagement, longer dwell time, and lower bounce rates. I basically just explained this. And tools for on-page SEO, we spoke about Google Search Console. I have an account on Google Search Console. I'll just let you see how this account is and how the traffic, how this tool basically tracks certain traffic on your website. Now, use SEO for WordPress. They say it's a popular plugin that helps optimize content titles, meta description, and other on-page elements. Now, this is what we're going to be looking at by tomorrow. I'm going to show you how I use Yoast SEO to carry out optimization on my website, just to ensure that my website is adhering to major on-page SEO rules to aid better ranking and usability. Now, SEM Rush, we're also going to use SEM Rush basically to carry out some SEO analysis. Now, Ahref is also an SEO tool as well. So at this point, I believe you now have a basic overview, or you now have a proper insight on what on-page SEO entails. Just like the name implies, or just as it states, on-page SEO. Now, these are activities you do on your web page, on an individual page, so it can rank. So it can be easily indexed by search engine, and it can be displayed to users when relevant keywords that are related to that page is searched on the internet. So we're going to look at off-page SEO now. We're going to look at what off-page SEO is. Off-page SEO. Now, off-page SEO refers to all the activities and actions taken outside of your own website to improve its search engine ranking. So it involves various strategies to increase the site's authority, relevance, and trustworthiness in the eyes of search engines and users. Unlike on-page SEO, which deals with optimizing elements on your website like content, HTML, off-page SEO focuses on building relationship and enhancing the website's authority and reputation across the internet. Now, for on-page SEO, this is primarily controlled by you, the business owner. So these are things you have to do on your website for proper ranking, basically. So while for off-page, now these are things that are not 100% under your control, basically. They are not 100% under your control, but these things are, but you can set structures in place, and you can basically aid these things happen smoothly. And with this, you can now improve your ranking as well. Now, for the search engine bot to rank your website, it has to consider all of these things if they are in place, from your on-page SEO, your off-page SEO, and then your technical SEO. Now for backlinking, we're going to look more on different aspects of backlinking, site authority, and whatnot to help you gain insights on how backlinking works. Now, definition. This is the process of acquiring links from another website to your own. That's what backlinking is. So if you are able to get link, so if another website links to your website, you have an article and another website likes the article, and they will link to it because it relates to what they are actually talking about. Now that's what backlink is. A website is linking to your content. We're going to talk more about backlinks moving forward when we get into when we get more advanced on what backlinking basically is. Now, search engines, especially Google, view backlinks as endorsements. Now, they see this as a website endorsing your content, which literally that's what it is doing. Because for it to pick a link from your website to its own, it means it likes your content. It sees that your content is valuable. It sees that your content is relevant to what they are writing about. So it makes it very easy for them to pick a link from your website down to their own in order for you to find more useful information about a certain topic that you are searching for. Now, let's read through this. Off-page SEO. Now, this refers to all activities and actions taken outside of your own website to improve its search engine ranking. We have spoken about this. Now, let's take a look at some key components of backlinking. Now, the strategy of building backlinking. So we're going to I think what I'll do is, since I'm talking about this, I'll try to just speak about, go in depth on this. And that way, I think it's really going to make sense. So for strategies for building backlinks, we have guest blogging. Now, what guest blogging means is writing articles for another website in exchange for backlinks. So let's say I am in the technical writing space, okay, and I have great content on my website as well. I want another website to link to my website. I can reach out to them with an email or with a social media message on guest blogging. Tell them, I also have insights on this topic, and then share them links to our website so they can read our articles, and they will also get to check if we have good authority. Now, once this is mutual, it's easy for us to now write on their website. Once we write on their website, we can now easily link our profile from the guest website down to our own. By doing this, you are now building links, which is very important for SEO. Now, broken link building, finding broken links on other websites and offering your content as a replacement. Now, this also works. It's also a strategy to build backlink. Now, we have content marketing, creating valuable, shareable content like infographics, guide, and videos that naturally attract backlinks. Now, what this means is um, there are certain forms of content that people are searching for regularly. So let's say people are searching for um, how to set up and use a camera. Okay. And I have a video content. I have a video content on my website that explains this process. And for another website, that also has this form of content, but then they couldn't make videos because of certain reasons. Now they can convert that video, or they can create a guide and then link my video to it. Now that way, when a lead or when a visitor gets to the website, they get to read that content, and they get to find a link to an actual process on how to set up and use a camera. Now, videos are very interactive, very engaging, and it's easy to comprehend. Now, they can easily link from that article down to my website because I have a video explaining this process. Now, that's what creating shareable shareable content means. Once you create content that are high, that are valuable, people would basically initiate searches online, and when they find your website, when they see your content, when they see your videos, they will naturally link to your website. Now, this is another aspect, or this is how you can strategically build backlinks. Now, another option is outreach. So what outreach means, you can reach out to websites, influencers, and bloggers in your industry and request for backlinks. You can reach out to them and ask them to link to your content. So let's say there's an influencer that sells a certain product. What you can do basically, and let's say you are affiliating for that influencer, you can create a blog post, where you are explaining this product, giving more insights, and helping prospective customers gain more insight and context on that product. And you can reach out to this influencer, and they will gladly grant you backlink. They will gladly mention you on their social media account. They will gladly share links to your blog because it's adding value to them as well. You're going to help them make a sale. So that's how you can use outreach basically to build backlinks by reaching out to people in your industry and get them to link to your website. Now, we spoke of social signals, how it's important to business ranking. We talked about shares, likes, and comments on your social media accounts. It also counts. Now, brand mentions. Now, when there are references of your brand, products, or website on other website, even if they do not include a direct link. Now, what this means is that, let me see if I can initiate the search. Um, what do I search about? So I was actually searching for a mic. Um, okay, let's check on Amazon. Let's do this. Let's use something else. Let's head over to Wikipedia. Now let's take a look at what we were talking about. So we were speaking about brand mentions, and even though they do not have a direct link, now on Wikipedia you can see there are lots of links here. Now this is an example of um, internal linking and external linking. For some of this link, it leads to other pages on Wikipedia, and for some, it links to an external page entirely. Now let's try and look through. Now, as you can see, it says capitalism is a modern form. In its modern form emerged from agrarian. What's this? Pardon me. Well, basically, let's just focus on. Now, this is England. Basically, as you can see, this links to England. England is a country, but then once you see England in other places, it's just a mention. It's just a mention basically. So with that mention, this also adds to your authority basically, which is brand mention. So once your brand name is mentioned on any page, it basically also adds to your off-page presence. So let's head back to now we're looking at brand mentions. Now let's take a look at influencer outreach. Now, when you partner with industry influencers or experts to promote your content, now this is what is called influencer outreach. Okay, this also helps you to attract mentions. It also helps you to build your social shares as well. Now we look at local SEO. Now, what local SEO means? It basically means when you optimize your online presence to attract local customers, and you can basically achieve this using Google My Business. You can also list your website on some directories online. All of these things helps your business to build local presence around your local environment. That way, when someone is around that locality and they initiate a search, your business will actually pop up for relevant keywords. Now we look at content marketing, where you can create and distribute valuable content. So this could include ebooks and whatnot. And now, why off-page SEO matters, it helps you to build authority. It says off-page SEO helps establish your website as an authoritative source in your niche or industry. So what this means is that if you create a lot of relevant content, a lot of businesses will link to your content, therefore helping your business to be seen as an authority in that space. It also improves ranking. Once people are linking to your page, it tells search engine that you have great content and it's going to improve your ranking. Now, what this ranking means is it means you're just like the name implies ranking, but where you get to see this in play is when you search for a keyword on Google. Once you search for it, you're going to notice that there are quite a number of websites that have articles or have answers to your questions, but then Google tends to arrange them in certain order, and that order is determined by you know the ranking. And over time, ranking can drop. You could lose a bit of your ranking and then drop to the next website that has a better ranking than you. So the system has a way it calculates all of these things and then assign ranking to a domain. And one of the ways it does this is your domain age. So if you have a domain that has been active on the internet for more than 5 to 10 years, you have more ranking depending on your activities compared to a domain that's just 5 years. So basically, all of these things also adds up to the ranking of your domain. So off-page SEO also increases visibility because people get to find your website because of the value you share. It enhances trust and credibility. Positive off-page signals such as high-quality backlinks, like I said, social engagement improves your website reputation and credibility. Tools for off-page SEO, we have Hrefs, SEM Rush. Like I said, we're going to look at this. Moose Link Explorer is also a tool, and BootSumo is also a tool basically that can help you in your SEO journey. Up next, let's take a look at what technical SEO is. Now, technical SEO refers to the process of optimizing the infrastructure of a website to help search engines like Google, Bing, and others crawl and index your site more effectively. Now, it involves making technical improvements to ensure that your site meets the technical requirements of search engine to achieve higher rankings. Now, this includes increasing your site speed, your structure, your security, mobile friendliness, and other elements. So we're also going to look at, at technical SEO. When we'll be looking at, how this is implemented on the WordPress website. Now, all of these technical aspects, when you are using a tool or when you're using a plugin, like um, there's what's the name of this plugin? So when you are using a plugin like Yoast, they already have certain processes that you can easily implement all of these things by doing it in a very easy way where you do not have to, get your hands dirty with all of the XML codes and other things involved. Now, one of the key components of technical SEO is crawlability. Now, it's important that your technical SEO is in shape. Once this is not in shape, search engine bots will not be able to crawl your website, basically. So you want to make sure that this is in place to ensure crawlability. Now, crawlability refers to the ability of search engine bots like Google bots to access the pages on your website and read the content. Now, if search engine cannot crawl your website, they won't be able to index it, which means your website will not appear in search results. Well, Google will only be able to pull up your website if someone enters your URL directly on a browser. Now it's sent for indexability. When they can't crawl, certainly they can't index it. Now, site architecture, basically, this refers to how you structure your website. Now, this is important for both human interaction, mobile friendliness, and then for search engine bots because it helps them to understand your website, your content flow, and generally what you do as a business. So this is very important. We're going to, we're going to look more on this. URL structure as well. You want to make sure that you have a good looking URL. You do not have your URL doesn't have a lot of strings, a lot of characters that it's difficult to read. Now, this is something that you have to ensure while setting up your website. Now, page speed optimization. Now, page speed optimization, there are quite a number of things that you can do to optimize your page speed. Now, one of the things that makes um, a website slow is the number of content that it has on that website. So let's see. Okay, let's look at page speed optimization. Let's search for page speed optimization. Let's search for articles on page speed optimization. So let's look at what SEMrush has to say. Now on this page, you can see this here is okay. This is not an this here. This looks like an image. So the more images you have on your website, the more videos you have on your website. Now this is an image. It impacts your load time. The more JavaScript actually ensures interaction on the website. Now this is an image. Now this is an image as well. You see we have another banner here to sign up for, okay, to basically start a free audit. Now, as you can see there, we have quite a number of images here. But one of the things that you need to do to ensure that your website is fast is that you ensure that these images are lightweight. Now, it will be really bad for your website if you have an image that is 1 megabyte, you have an image of 2 megabytes, you have an image of 3 megabytes. That's really, really huge. You should try to make sure that your images are lightweight, few kilobytes, basically. Doing this will ensure that your website will load a lot more faster. Now, for SEMrush, they have quite a number of images here, and then they are now able to ensure that these images are lightweight, and then it makes it very easy for their website to load very fast. You can see they have a lot of images for illustration. They have a lot of images for illustration, but still here their website is fast. So you want to ensure that when you are carrying out an SEO audit, or when you are trying to set up a website or a system for a business, so you're trying to manage your SEO, you want to check the images. You want to ensure that now you want to ensure that all of these things are lightweight. You can see they have quite a number of images here, which ideally, if these images are at least 500 kilobytes or more, it's really going to have a tool on how fast this website is. You can see they have quite a lot of content here. So it's very important that you ensure that your images are lightweight. If you want to if you want a video on your website, you can use a CDN. We spoke about what a CDN is. It's a content delivery network. What this does is that you host your content on that CDN. It's not on your actual website server. That way, when someone requests for a page and that content needs to be displayed, your system just pulls this content from the CDN and then displays this content to your user. That way, reducing the amount of content on your actual website, which is going to have a great impact on your site speed. We spoke about mobile friendliness, which is really important. Now, there was something I did in the last class. Went to inspect, and then we want to see how this page looks like on mobile. You can see how this page looks like on mobile. Let's head over to the very top. You can see it's basically it's basically shrinking to shape. Now, this here is the screen of an iPad mini. Now, this website that that contained my entire screen, it's now fitting into this small screen. Okay. Now, as you can see, you can clearly see every content that is on this page, and you can even go down. You can see how it looks like on an iPhone 14 Pro Max. This is how it looks like on an iPhone 14 Pro Max. It is still optimized and still delivers the same experience to the user. Now, for the secure socket layer, which is HTTPS, now what this means is basically shows that the website is secure. Now, this is something you have to look out for on the internet before you interact with any website that is requesting for sensitive information. You want to ensure that the website is secured. Now, how do you ensure that it is secured? On your phone, if you're browsing on your mobile phone, you look at the very top, you'll see more like a lock icon. It shows you that that website is secured. As you can see, your connection here is secured. So if you are sharing any information on this website, you know it's secure. Your information, for example, password or credit card number, is secured when it is sent to the site. Now this is happening because this site has a valid SSL certificate. That's why this is possible. So you want to make sure that any website you are engaging with, it has a valid SSL certificate. That way you can easily interact with that website. Your show of security. We looked at canonical tags, what they do. Now, these are HTML elements that helps prevent duplicate content issues by specifying the canonical or preferred version of a web page. So for some reason, you can have multiple pages on your website, but then you want to make sure that this tag is added to your website. Now, this is how it is. This is how the tag looks like. So this is the HTML tag for a link, rel, canonical, href. So this is basically showing you, the link, the preferred link actually. Now let's take a look at the best practices. Let's read from the very start basically to refresh our memory on this. It says HTML elements that help prevent duplicate content issues by specifying the canonical or preferred version of a page. I'll take that once more. HTML elements that helps prevent duplicate content issues by specifying the canonical or preferred version of a web page. Search engines might get confused if there are multiple URLs with similar content. With canonical tags, you consolidate links and avoid duplicate content penalties. Now, because there is a penalty when you have duplicate content on your page. Now, search engine doesn't know which to render out to people because you're making its work a lot more complicated and you can be penalized. And when you are penalized, It's going to take a long time for search engines to actually crawl your website, so you want to avoid that. So for best practices, you want to use canonical tags to point to the main version of a page if you are very similar, if you have similar duplicate content. Now you want to also implement self-referencing canonical tags on every page to clarify the preferred URL. Now for structured data schema, now this is a code added to a web page to provide additional content to search engine about the content. Now, if you want to add a schema mockup, so if you are using a tool like Yoast will basically provide us, the mockup for us to add. It's going to guide us on how to do this. So it's something that once you have the right guidance, you will be able to implement it. Now, XML sitemap. Now, it's a file that lists all the important pages on your website and provide metadata about each page when it is and when it's last updated. Now, this is also a part of technical SEO. We're going to expatiate more on this moving forward, where you're going to see how the XML code looks like and how it's able to communicate with the search engine bots. Now, we spoke about your visual sitemap, where it shows your homepage. From your homepage, you can get to your product, your solutions, your blog, resources, and then your login page. Now, basically, having a sitemap basically, so this is the visual representation of a sitemap basically, but then it's in XML format. Yeah, but then this is how it looks in a visual way, helping search engine bots to crawl your website effectively. Now, 404 error pages and redirection. So a 404 error occurs when a page is not found, while redirection guide users from an old URL to a new one. So this could happen for several reasons. So let's say you want to change your domain, you want to carry out the maintenance of your site. It's important that you let search engine that you add a 404 redirect, so search engine understands, what's currently happening to your website and knows how to handle that. Now for the robots.txt file, now this is a txt file located in the root directory of your website that provides instructions to search engine bots about which pages to crawl or ignore. Now this is something that, once you have all of these tools, they're going to guide you on how you can add a robots.txt file to your website. That way it's easy for search engines to crawl your website. Now let's take a look at why technical SEO matters. Now it ensures that search engine can crawl and index your website. So once you do not have this, search engines will not be able to implement this, and this is going to tell on your ranking. Now a lot of businesses require this because at this point you do not need to spend money in order to get traffic to your website. Now you have the search engine sharing your website to people that initiate relevant searches. It improves user experience basically. So it makes it easier for search engine to find websites on the internet that are relevant to your search and then serve it to you. That way, it increases the user experience. It's going to be really frustrating when you get to the internet, you're trying to find certain information and what you're seeing is entirely not relevant to you. Now, it's going to make you feel really tired and frustrated, which is going to impact your user experience. Now, it also maximizes search visibility as well. It makes it easier for your website to be seen on the internet. Now, tools for technical SEO, something we're going to look at Google Search Console, Screaming Frog, SEO Spider, GT Metrics, these are two, Href Site Audit, Lighthouse. Now, all of these things are different tools that literally, do the same thing with just a few different features. Once you know how to use one, you can easily find your way around others. So we're going to be looking at technical SEO. We're going to be looking at some of these tools moving forward. Yeah, we spoke about keywords. What are keywords? Now, keywords are the phrases or terms that users enter into search engine to find relevant content, products, or services. Now, as long as you have used Google, you have used certain keywords. Now, bag is a keyword, car is a keyword because there are businesses that sells There are businesses that sell these products online. So when you search for these keywords, it's going to pop up websites that sell this product. Now, because not every website on the internet sells a particular product, that is why it is a keyword, because it is only it can only be associated with certain businesses. Um, Keywords are the phrases or terms that users enter into search engines to find relevant content, products, or services. Choosing the right keywords is essential for optimizing the website search engine ranking. In SEO, keywords are classified into various types based on their length, intent, and target audience. Now, when you understand these different types, it will help you to develop a more effective SEO strategy. Now, keywords are also used for paid ads when you're running paid ads, basically, because you want to use these keywords in order to target people who will be searching for that specific keyword in order to solve whatever problem they might be experiencing. Now, tools for keyword research, we have Google Keyword Planner. Now, this tool is on the Google ad platform where you run Google Ads. While for SEMrush, we're going to be looking at SEMrush. Like I said, SEMrush has a lot of tools that would help you basically carry out SEO and implement various aspects of SEO. Now we have Href. Href is also a tool that's used for discovering long tail keywords and analyzing competitor strategies. Now, what is short tail keywords and long tail keywords? Now, for a short tail keyword, also known as head keywords. These are short general keywords, typically consisting of one or two words. Example, shoes, digital marketing, laptops. We can also look at bags, we can look at cabs. These are short tail keywords. They can drive a lot of traffic due to high search volume. It offers low conversion rates because of vague user intent and is highly competitive, making it difficult for new websites to rank. Now, why is short tail keyword difficult for websites to rank? Now, for shoes, there might be so many reasons why someone would want to search for a shoe online. And it's difficult, for this kind of traffic to be high intent because I might be searching for a running shoe and Google is going to pop up a sneakers basically because it has shoe in it and from the content you might see this shoe is great for social activities and whatnot. I might search for running shoe and then it might pop up female shoes for me. Or I might search for male shoe. And so you can see because it's a short tail keyword, it's really, really generic. Okay, use a lot of businesses have these keywords. So when searches are initiated with these keywords, it's mostly vague basically, and then you might not really have high intent people coming into your website because of this keyword is short. Now for long tail keywords, it's the opposite of short tail keywords basically. Longer, more specific phrases that usually contain three or more words, like best iPhone deals 2021, best running shoes for women. You can see this is very specific. So if I have a website and I sell running shoes for women, this is a long tail keyword. It is more specific, it is not vague. If I sell running shoes for male, if I sell gym wears for male, these are all long tail keywords. And once you have a website, you have content that are ranking for this keyword, it's really easy for your website to show on search engine. Now we have different forms of keywords. We have the informal keywords, the negative keywords. Negative terms include branding like the company name, Amazon or Tesla. Now one of the navigational keywords rather. Yeah, there are also negative keywords. Now these are keywords that you do not want your business to rank for, because of most businesses would add short tail keywords because most times it's vague, it has low user intent, and they might not want to rank for those keywords. We have commercial keywords, transactional keywords, primary keywords, secondary keywords, geo-targeted keyword, LSI keywords, and here is content optimization, where we spoke about, how you can ensure that your content is properly written and formatted to ensure, you achieve maximum visibility. Where we spoke about, heading, keyword placement, your content length, you want to ensure that your content, has a good length. And different types of content, we have the blog posts, we have landing pages, and for content structure, we have the header, H1, H2, H3, which helps for better content optimization. And we have keywords placement. Basically, you want to make sure that your keywords are properly structured on your content. Content length, you want to make sure that your content has great length. Um, for link building, once you look at other aspect of link building, um, we have spoken about this, when I spoke about backlinks as well. It's also part of link building. So we have the manual link, natural link, which is earned organically when other sites link to your content. Well, this is manual links, acquired through deliberate link building efforts, such as guest posting and different forms of outreach. Now, we looked at strategies for link building. We spoke about guest blogging, broken link, and whatnot. For site architecture, we've actually looked at this, mobile optimization, SEO analysis, how you can use Google Analytics, Search Console, and other SEO tools like Href, to carry out SEO analysis. For local SEO, we spoke a bit about Google My Business, local citation, and localized content. And for SEO best practices, we looked at content freshness, how you can avoid, black hat SEO. Okay, so this is something I'm actually going to talk about. So I just want to give us a quick run through, basically for with this first 1 hour, so that moving forward after the break, we look at, we'll go in depth on technical and off-page SEO. So I believe at this point, this has been able to refresh your mind on what we have done so far. And moving forward, it will make it a lot more easier for us um, to transition into the next phase of this lesson. So we'll be going for a short break by 8 p.m. and this would allow you time to take your attendance. And once we return, we are going to get into the actual lesson for today, where we're going to be looking at off-page SEO, where we're going to go deep into backlinks, where we look at, link authority, why it matters, domain authority. These are things we haven't gone deep into, high quality backlinks. So this is what we are going to be looking at after the break. Hello, everyone. You're welcome back from the short break. I hope you have taken the attendance. Okay, now without further ado, let's jump right back in. Let me share my screen. Entire screen. So today we're going to be going, we're going to be looking deep on advanced SEO. We're going to be looking at a bit of technicalities based on some of the things that we have discussed basically. Now let's talk more about backlinks. Initially, I explained what backlinks are, but it was just at the surface. Now let's go deep into backlinks and other things that you should know about backlinks. Now, backlinks is also called inbound links or incoming links. Backlinks are hyperlinks from other websites that website that directs users to your website. Google and other search engines considers backlink as vote of confidence for your content. In essence, when other websites link to your website, it signals to search engine that your site is trustworthy and provides valuable content. I have spoken about this. Now let's take a look at some example. Now, if a well-known website in your niche links to your blog post, it signals to Google that your content is authoritative and relevant. Now, let's take a look at what it says here. It says if a well-known website could be um, website like Google, a website like Apple, but these are well-known websites, but there are other well-known websites basically. So let's say you review certain tech products for some of these tech companies basically, and you give um, in-depth and detailed review of their product. They would likely want to link to your content because it shares insight about their product, and it's actually great for them because it's going to help them make more sales. Now, why it matters: high quality backlinks can significantly boost your rankings because search engines view them as endorsements. Now, this is true. It's just like saying you are endorsed by the president of a nation, you are endorsed by the governor of a nation. Now, it has a lot of significant impact, because of the person who is endorsing you has a lot of influence. This influence is now seen on you as well. Now, because of that singular act, now let's explain this. Let's look at this in the concept of search engine. It will help you boost your ranking significantly, okay, because you are being recommended by a business, by a company that has been on the internet for more than 20 years and has built significant ranking. So if you are able to get listing if you are able to get linking from huge companies like this, it is very, very great. It is good for your website because it's going to add up to your authority. Now, link authority. Not all backlinks are created equal. The value of a backlink depends on the authority of the site linking to you. Now, this is basically showing you the chain of authority. When someone at a higher authority links to you, that linking, it has more value compared to someone that is lower in the rank. So in regards to this space, so for a business that has been on the internet for 15 years and that business has built good reputation, good ranking, and that business links to your website, search engine is going to place more value to that ranking than a business that's just been on the internet for a year or two. It shows you the quality and the value that website has built over time, and then that value is also passed down to your website as well. Now, what is domain authority? Now, this is a metric developed by most to a website's ranking potential on the search engine results pages. The higher the domain authority sites carry, the more weight when linking to them. So it's basically a metric that was developed by Moose. I think I will take all these things down so I can show you, how you can check for the domain authority. So how this works is when you head into some of these SEO tools, you see domain authority. When you type in a domain into that box, what it does is it basically, based on how long that domain has been on the internet, it assigns a value to it, and then you can see the authority that this domain has built over time. So ranking to that sort of website is going to place more value on the backlink, and it's going to impact your website positively as well. Now for page authority, now this is also a metric. This metric evaluates the potential of an individual page to rank well on search engines. So this tool actually shows you your domain, your page authority. So if that page over time has had a lot of visits, good engagement, it has great retention, it means that that page over time is building authority. So when people search for certain keywords that are on your website, basically what it means is that your website has a tendency of ranking higher compared to others. Now, backlinks from high authority website. Now, like major new outlets or trusted industry websites are much more valuable than backlinks from lower authority or spammy websites. Now, it even gets terrible if there's a link to your website from a spammy website, a website that has been blacklisted. It will have a negative impact on your business as well, because just as you are getting great value from receiving links from high authority website, that's how it's also going to impact your ranking when you are linking to spammy websites and blacklisted websites. Now let's take a look at the types of backlinks based on quality. So high quality backlinks. So let's say links from reputable, relevant, and authoritative sites like Forbes, BBC, and major industry blogs. Now, if you are getting backlinks from this sort of companies, it shows that it's a high quality backlinks basically. Now, these provide substantial SEO benefits and can positively impact ranking. So if you are looking at building backlinks, you want to look at websites with high authority and whatnot. So for people who implement backlink building, what they do is that they use a tool like Moz to search for industries that are in their niche, and then with Moz, they are able to find the domain authority of this website, the domain age, and with all of this information, they know the right form of websites to reach out to get backlinks from. Now, low quality backlinks. Now, when you get links from irrelevant, low authority, or spammy sites, this can harm your ranking or trigger a Google penalty, such as the Penguin updates. Now, the Penguin updates, there was a point where there are a lot of black hat activities going on where people are using, where someone could create multiple sites or have a lot of domains and then link to their site in order to build backlinks. Okay, now I think that's what the Penguin update is. And then when these updates came in, all the websites that were engaged in this practice were penalized, and it deeply affected their ranking. Now, for types of backlinks, we have do follow versus no follow backlinks. Now, backlinks are categorized based on whether they pass link equity, also known as link juice. Now, do follow links. These are standard backlinks that pass you value, link equity from the linking site to your site. Now, why it matters? Google consider do follow links as vote of confidence. So these links directly impact your site's authority and ranking. No follow links. Now these links contain this tag, so on the header of your page, you can add this tag, rel no follow. Now this attribute tells search engines not to pass any link quality to the listed site. Now, why it matters and why they don't directly affect ranking, no follow links are still valuable for driving traffic and establishing credibility, especially from trusted sources. Balanced link profile. It's a natural backlink profile consists of both do not follow and no follow link. Now let's take a look at some aspect of technical SEO. We have actually spoken about this, but let's let's go deep into some aspects of technical SEO. Now here is the site structure. What site structure does is it shows a well-organized logical structure which help search engine and users find pages quickly. Now you can have a website structure. As you can see, this is looking very nice. You can share this with your team so they will get to understand how your website is. And it's also important for search engine because it helps them to find their way around. For XML sitemap, we spoke about this initially. An XML sitemap is a file that lists a website's essential pages, making sure Google can find and crawl them all. It also helps search engine understand your website structure. Now, this is what it looks like. So we have an XML version 1.0 encoding UTF hyphen 8. So let's take a look at what some of these could basically mean, when it's being read by the search engine bots. An XML version declaration, which search engine crawlers use to determine the type of the file type they read. Now, what this means is that it just helps search engine to understand that this document that they are reading is in XML. Now, there are different kind of languages. We have XML, we have HTML and whatnot. It just tells search engine that this is an XML file. Now the URL set tells search engine about the protocol, which is this the URL. We also have the URL, list the URL of the page. Now this is the URL of the page, which here www.use.com/wordpress.su. And the last mode, a date format describing when the page was last modified. Now these are information that search engine crawler need in order for them to move around your website. Now robot.txt file. Now this is what what it looks like basically. A file that tells search engine which page or parts of your website to crawl and index. A robot.txt file helps manage web crawlers activity so they don't overwork your website or bother with pages not meant for public view. As you can see, let's just look through this words here. It says um, user agent colon 0.0 disallow. It's telling basically telling search engine crawlers, not to access here. User agent, site audit bots, allow, disallow. Now, this is just an overview of what this code basically looks like. Crawl budget optimization, ensuring important pages are crawled frequently by reducing non-essential crawls, e.g. duplicate content. Now, this is important. You want to make sure that relevant pages that you update regularly are being crawled. Now, looking at some aspects of technical SEO, we spoke about site speed optimization, which is important, fast loading time. HTTPS and SSL, I spoke about this just now, showing you how a website is secured. Mobile optimization as well, I spoke about this. And structured data and schema markup, I spoke about this as well. Before we get into local SEO, before we get into local SEO, I have my website open basically, so give me a minute. Yeah, I'm back. So I have my website open. I just want to give you an overview of how I was able to implement SEO on that page basically, which is an on-page SEO. So let's get to see it in action. We have been talking a lot. I think it's important that we get to see these things in action. So give me a minute. So I'm sharing my screen right away. Um, so currently, this is my website. So this is a post I created. So this is a blog post I wrote some years back. I'm currently logged into my WordPress account. So for those who do not know what WordPress is a content management system. You basically use WordPress to build websites actually. So this is what WordPress looks like. I just want to, have you look at how, I was able to use Yoast to optimize my SEO presence. Now, this is Yoast SEO. This is Yoast SEO. This is what the plugin looks like. Yoast SEO. We have settings, integration, tools, academy, upgrade. Let's head over to settings. Now, when you have Yoast installed on your website, now um, this is for a WordPress website. You see a lot of settings right here. You see a lot of settings. Now we have the basic settings here where you can insert your site name, your alternative site name, your tagline, your separator. Now what this separator means, you can see this is the separator, how your links are separated. Now there are different ways. Remember I made mention of, how your link structure is. Now this is where you can set this. Now your site image, you can actually add this here. Site preferences, restrict advanced settings for authors, site policies. Now this is how you can basically set up your SEO on a WordPress website. Now, upgrade to Yoast SEO Premium. Now, there are a lot of other services offered by Yoast to help you improve your website, but I'm not actually I do not actually have a paid plan. So let's head over to the site representation. Now, this is a person. These are just actually basic. Now, for content type, this is the home page. Now, this is how my post setting is. Remember, this is basically how my posts display on search engine. Now for meta description, we spoke about meta description the other time. Now excerpt, what this excerpt does is that it picks up some excerpts from the content and display. For the SEO title, we have the title, the separator, and the site title. Now this is how it displays my pages. Now let's head over to the general setup basically. And so what happens is that once you get this installed on your website, it actually takes you through a setup wizard. Now, which is a first time integration. Now, what this does is going to walk you through a step-by-step process on how to implement SEO basics on your website, basically. So you would have a step-by-step guide. What you just need to do is read through and answer the questions. We have successfully analyzed your site and optimized your SEO data. Continue. Now let's go to site representation. Now it asks who does this site belong to, the site name, the owner, and then the logo, save changes. For social profiles, let me click on save changes. Now for social profiles, now you can click on this to update your social profiles. Remember, initially I spoke about having how social signals are important in order to help your website rank. We are still going to look at this, moving forward by tomorrow. I just want to give you an overview of what this looks like. It's actually been a while I set this up, so I think that's why you're seeing a lot of empty spaces there. Now, this is for you to get free tips on SEO. Are you open to help us improve? These are just some questions, to help you get onboarded and to help you complete your setup process. Now, let's get into the actual view of this. Now, this is a post that so this is a blog post basically, and this is what an on-page SEO looks like. At this point, this is the title of the blog post. Okay, it says digital marketing for effective business growth. Now I have an image. Now let's click on this image. As you can see, this image, this is the size of the image. It's 215 kilobyte. I spoke about having small images on your website because it aids load time. Now for this, these are now information about your image. Now it's important to have an alt tag in your on your images. Okay, it's important. Now what an alt tag does, it means an alternative text. It helps to add more context to your image. So if for some reason your image could not load, the alt text would be displayed. Now this is the banner image, so I can just save this banner image. And it's important that it is descriptive. Okay, it's very important it is descriptive. So what I can say is I can make it more descriptive. Since I'm talking about digital marketing, I can use digital marketing banner image to make it a lot more descriptive. Now, since this is saved, now this is what my content looks like. I have another header, and then the content goes down till the very end. Now, let me show you where SEO comes in handy, how Yoast is now able to help you look at areas where you need to optimize. Now, once you click on this, and you click on Yoast SEO, now you can see the focus key phrase. I spoke about keywords, how it's important that you have relevant keywords on your article. Now, this is on this blog post, I am talking about business growth using digital marketing. Digital marketing is a short tail keyword, like I said, so we have a lot of people who are searching for digital marketing. So what I did was to set business growth to be my phrase, be my focus key phrase rather. Now this is the SEO analysis. Now what Use does is it screens your content for on-page SEO setup. Now it's actually flagging down. It's now showing me recommendations and things I should do in order to make sure that my page is well optimized for on-page SEO, so that um, when searches are initiated, that has relevant keywords, my website can be displayed for users to see. Now it says keywords distribution. Have you evenly distributed your focus key phrase throughout the whole text? Now Yoast SEO Premium will tell you. Now because I am on a free plan, that's why Yoast is not actually giving me any results for this, but it's asking me, have I ensured that my keywords are evenly distributed? Now here it says business growth. Now this is the first paragraph. I have business growth here. I have business growth here, basically. So now this is me strategically placing business growth, which is my focus keyword, on my articles. And it's important that you don't stuff them, basically. Now, why it's here is because this is the introductory part of my article. So that's why I want to ensure that my keyword is found on the introductory part of my article, so that when a search is initiated, okay, and it has this focus keyword, because I have the sitemap installed on my computer, rather on my website. Now the search engine bots can easily crawl my website, and if this content is relevant to any search query, it's going to ensure it pops up. Now we're still on SEO analysis. Now internal links. No internal links appear in this page. Make sure to add some. Now it's now asking me to add internal links. As you can see, I don't have any form of internal links here, but I think I have another post where I have internal links on them. We will look at that as well. Key phrase in subheading. Use more key phrases or synonyms in your H2 and H3 headings. Now this is H1. This is my H2. As you can see, it's on H2. It's actually indicating, how large my header is. This is H2. Now, what that is asking me to do is to ensure that I have my key phrase on the headers that are on the headers generally. Now, on SEO analysis, we look at image key phrase. Images on this page do not have alt attributes that reflect the topic of your text. Now you should add. It's actually been a while I updated this. I did this when I actually built this at first, and over time new updates have been made. But then it's telling me that the key phrases on the images doesn't or the alt tags doesn't reflect the topic. So So you want to make sure that it reflects the topic. Now, what happens when you effect that change? It now turns to green, basically. It turns to green just to tell you that you have done a good job. Now, the meta description. The meta description is over 156 character. To ensure the entire description will be visible, you should reduce the length. Now, for meta description, it's asking me to reduce my meta description, basically. I'll show you how that is done. Let's look through, the things that I did right. Now, for good result, I have outbound links. Now, what is an outbound link? It's a link that links to another website, basically, where I pulled. Okay, let me see. Linking to another website. I think due to the formatting, it's not actually visible right here, but we can look at another of my blog posts. Key phrase in introduction, because like I said, my key phrase it's on the introduction. So when you are building up your content, you're going to see recommendation by used SEO telling you what to do. Now, previously used key phrase, you have not used this key phrase before. Very good. So now what this is doing, it's telling me how I can minimize my key phrase usage so I do not stuff keywords on my article. Now the next option says the key phrase is in slug, the text length, the SEO width is good. Now with Yoast SEO, if you're on the paid plan and you have your article on Yoast, you can see this eye icon. Once you click on it, it will highlight the parts on your article that you need to work on. So it makes it very easy for you to go to that part and work on it. Now let's take a look at readability. Now this here is for premium SEO. So when I sign up for premium SEO, I can now get to, I can now get to see more options on how I can implement some premium features on my website. Now for readability analysis, word complexity, subheading distribution, sentence length, 29.9% of the sentences contain more than 20 words, which is more than the recommended. Maximum is 25. So what do I need to do? I have to go in here and then make changes. Now, if I am on a paid plan, I click on this eye icon. It takes me directly to where I have some sentences and then I can reduce it. Now it says I have good passive voice, consecutive sentences. I check paragraph length and transition words. Now these are all of the things I did correctly. Now these are things that it's asking me to improve. Um, Now this is all for the readability analysis. Now you can look at your SEO performance. Okay, now this is so I basically need to connect with Wincha basically to help me track my SEO performance. Now internal linking suggestion. Now what you does is that it looks through your content and guides you on how you can perform internal linking. Now this is search appearance. Now this is how my website is going to pop up on mobile results when it's searched. Now this is my slug, which is my URL, okay? And this is my meta description. Okay, so now remember it says something about the meta description that I should make some changes on my meta description. Once I make that changes, you see this is now going to turn to green and I can insert variables and I can use AI. These are all new features, especially the use of AI to help you create tailored meta description. Social appearance, this is a premium feature, it's not set up. For schema, what type of pages or content is this? Default web page, article types, types of post articles. Now, basically, just asking us where do we want to show our schema mockups, where we spoke about some certain information that will display on search engine results so that people can easily understand what your website is all about. Now this is advanced, allow search engines to show this content in search results. Remember we looked at this where we were talking about certain form of canonical links and sitemaps where we want to indicate where we want search engines to display certain pages. Now as you can see, this is where you can just easily do it instead of doing it the manual way where you might need to go into the back end and indicate some head elements, but this you can basically do it with this tool. Should search engine follow links on this content. Now, we spoke about no follow links when I was talking about backlinks. Yes, I want them to actually follow this link. Meta robot, so this is advanced. This is for canonical URL, for cornerstone content. So basically, everything that you need to optimize your own page, you get to see it on Yoast, and it's also similar with other SEO too. Now, this is insights. You get to see insights on your content, reading time 10 minutes, word count, fletch is. This copy scores 62.5 in the test, which is considered okay. Hello guys, I'm sorry for that little glitch. I had a network issue for some reason I can't tell, my network just went off. So, like I said, I want to also walk you through another of my posts and walk you through how I was able to implement on-page SEO for that page. So I'm going to share my screen. Now I hope you can see my screen. I hope you can all see my screen. I hope you can all see my screen. Yeah, we're back on track. Now, this is another post I wrote some years back, how to create a YouTube channel, how to create a YouTube video in 8 simple ways. Now, let's take a look at the SEO analysis. We used SEO analysis. So, for this content, as you can see, um, it's showing this happy green emoji, which means that this content is properly optimized and it has achieved, or it has gotten to a point where it is great for readability. As you can see, the readability analysis as well. So for this, for key phrase distribution, this is a premium feature. Internal linking, no internal linking. I thought I had some internal links here. Well, it's been a while I created this content. So for key phrase in the subheading, image, key phrase, you can see I have outbound link, images is good, the key phrase introduction. As you can see, once it's marked green, it means that you have done a great job. When it's yellow, it means it still needs improvement. But when it's red, it means you really need to work on it. And then for readability analysis, under readability analysis, it says here, use of good passive voice, consecutive sentences, subheading distribution, paragraph length, sentence length, and whatnot. Now, we have looked at all of this, internal linking suggestions. I spoke about this, schema mockup. Here's the advanced section, basically where we can allow search engines to show this page. We spoke about this in the lesson. So basically, this is how you can implement on-page SEO. You have a tool like Yoast that is going to walk you through the entire process. Now, I know some of you would want to system. This is my website. It's built on a content management system called WordPress. Now, this is the back end of the system. So basically, I have Yoast installed on this website, and with Yoast, I can now carry on SEO optimization on my website. Now, Yoast will allow you to carry on page optimization, off-page optimization, and technical optimization. So when you are setting up Yoast on your WordPress website, you're going to get links where you can add your sitemap to Google, so Google can actually crawl your website. So this is just a this properly, how you can ensure that there are links, there are internal links on your either blog post or website, and you are also able to get backlinks. Now, these are all of the things that you can implement, and once all of these things are implemented on your website, it's going to help your website to rank better on search engine result pages. So I'm going to stop now and let me entertain some of your questions. I'm going to entertain some of your questions right now. So let me know if you have some questions to ask. I know I took you to my WordPress backend. That's how WordPress looks like if you haven't seen that. I can, guide you on where you can get resources so you can, get to see how this process is implemented step by step. So that way get you gain proper insight on how this is done. So if you have any question, please roll them in. I think what we did today was just an overview of what we have done initially. So if you haven't attended the first class on SEO, I recommend that you go watch the videos, where I give in-depth explanation on all of the concepts of SEO. And then also on this lesson, I ensured that I give you a review of what on-page SEO is, what off-page SEO is, and what technical SEO is. That way, you can easily find it interesting and also understand the concept that was explained today. So let me know if you have any questions regarding what I have spoken about. And tomorrow we're going to get more into practicals, where we're going to look at how you can carry out keyword research, how you can use SEMrush, to carry out competitor analysis, and other things that are essential in order for you to implement effective SEO for a business. So please, if you have your questions, please bring them in. Hello guys, I'm back. I'm sorry I experienced network glitch. How do we get the sites? So how do we get sites with higher authority to backlink our site? Because I don't think sites like BBC and the rest would want to do that. Now there are other sites with higher authority, as sites BBC and others. There are other sites with higher authority. Now I made mention use in order to gain backlinks from this website. And one way you can do it, you want to ensure that you are in the same niche. Now, if you are in the same niche, it means you have some, you can they can basically, you have certain things in common. And if you have certain things in common, you have mutual interest. So you can be helping them to create an article that is very important to them. Can you see me? Sorry, my network today seems to be very bad. Hello guys, I'm sorry for the little glitch. I'm experiencing network challenges right here. Um, so I was answering a question. So Bello is asking, how do we get sites with higher authority to backlink our sites? Now, this in order for you to achieve this, you need to ensure that you are reaching out to a business that you are in the same niche. Once you are in the same niche, you can share value to them based on your experience in that space. So let's say you want to create content, or you want to create a blog post about a trending topic in that ecosystem. So you can reach out to this brand, once you have conducted your research and you have found out that either through social media or via cold email, and then pitch your value proposition to them. Once you're able to do that and it aligns with them, they will certainly reach out to you, and then you can collaborate and talk about how you can get backlinks from that business. Now, someone's asking, what's the difference between domain authority and page authority? Now, for domain authority is basically talks about how much authority your domain has been able to build over the years. So, for a domain that has been on the internet for 15 years, it tells you that domain has built a lot of authority, basically, because it's been in business for a long period of time. And generally, any content from that domain has a higher probability of ranking very high because that content is from that domain. While page authority is established based on the value of your content. So if your page is ranking for a particular keyword like introduction to digital marketing, and over time, Google has noticed that a lot of people are finding their way to their website and they are spending a lot of time on your website. So let's say someone has an average session on your website. The average session of the visitors on that page is about 10 to 15 minutes. It actually tells search engine that the content on that page is valuable. And like I said, SEO or search engines, they want to ensure that they are serving their customers right. So they would always want to share that page when someone is looking for an article related to digital marketing, and then that page is going to actually pop up. So even if that page a doesn't have um, doesn't have enough domain authority, but just because that page search engine has realized that a lot of people are finding value from that page. They would easily rank that page high amongst other pages. Yeah, you can use SEO for your footwear and bag business. Now you can implement on-site SEO. You can look at local SEO where we'll be talking about Google My Business, local listing optimizations, and we're going to look at that by tomorrow. But then I spoke about that on previous classes where you can use Google My Business, optimize your Google My Business page, ensure that you have your address, everything on your Google My Business page. That way, when people around your locality search for certain keywords, let's say bag and footwears, your business is actually going to pop up on the search engine result pages from businesses listed on Google Map within that location. Um, I responded to all the questions asked. If you have more questions, please share them across. Okay, for the slides by tomorrow, it will be ready, and I'm going to share all the slides. I'm going to share the slides to the teaching assistants, and they will share it across to everyone. Let me know if you have questions. If you have questions to ask, please put them on the chat and we can talk about it. Now, for what I just showed you is a brief overview of how you can implement on-page SEO on a WordPress website. Now, because I've already done the initial setup, you could not experience me walk you through the initial setup, but then there's something you can do. Yeah, you can head over to YouTube and watch videos on how to set up used SEO on a WordPress website. Once you watch this video, you're going to see a step-by-step process on how you can set up used SEO. And once you are able to watch that video, you get to a point where you can now implement SEO on a page. Now you're going to be guided through a setup wizard. Now this setup wizard will walk you through the entire setup process. Now once this is done, what you basically need to do is to optimize every page on your website. So starting from your home page, your about us page, optimize it as much as you can. If you have a blog, which is very important because blogs actually helps you to pull a lot of traffic to your website. You want to make sure that your blog is properly optimized, you're using the right form of keywords, just like I have displayed. The right length, there is proper structure on your blog, H1, H2 down to H3 to show um, the cadence, your on your page basically. So all of these things are very important when setting up your on-page SEO. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Bello. At this point, I can't see any questions, and I've attended to all the questions that were raised. So at this point, we will call it a close, and we will continue by tomorrow, where we're going to do a lot of practicals. Basically, we're going to look at quite a number of practicals from tomorrow down till Friday. We're also going to look at certain practicals, basically, so you can see how you can carry out keyword research. So you can carry out keyword research and other activities as it relates to SEO. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. I wish you a good night rest, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.